Greetings, Centennial State, and welcome to the Colorado Report. I'm Dave Rex. Twice a week, we bring you select headlines and side stories from the Rocky Mountain State. Thank you for joining us. Last year, January 22nd, 2018, Joe Delira Alvarez, 35, led police on a chase across Pueblo after threatening people he knew. He brandished a gun and had fired on police. According to the report, police had caught up to Joe in a residential area. This is where things are a bit blurry. Joe fired on officers multiple times. At this point, 8 Pueblo officers felt Joe as a threat as he continued to reach for his gun while on the ground. All officers proceeded to unload over 100 shots at Joe. 32 struck him. Over 60 casings would be recorded for evidence. Now, in January 2019, the body cam footage has been released. The bullet hell is intense and hard to even comprehend. I'm not sure that I have a large opinion on this. However, I do find its severe lack of publicity concerning. This does seem excessive to me, and I'll leave you with a KRDO report on this incident. Please look at thecoloradoreport.com or your show notes for links on this episode.
Well, tonight we are getting the first real look inside a shooting that involved 8 Pueblo police officers firing more than 60 bullets at a suspect. It's not something you hear about every day. When the shooting happened last January, we counted 62 evidence markers at the scene, one for each bullet casing. Then, as we walked around the neighborhood, we found hole after hole in nearby fences. The people who live here even collected spent bullets. We collected a total of 30 holes. And tonight, we have the body camera footage from that night. KRDO News Channel 13's Crystal Story is live in the Pueblo neighborhood where it happened to show us how it all unfolded. It is our big story tonight. Crystal?
Yeah, Heather, this is the alley where that suspect did die, and there aren't 62 evidence markers left here tonight, but there's still signs that that shooting happened. We can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bullet holes just in this fence alone. That doesn't count the ones that we see in this shed behind us. You can definitely tell that a shooting happened here. Now we're finding out exactly what happened that night. Dozens of shots fired by 8 Pueblo police officers, all shooting at the same man. The body camera footage just released. It happened in seconds, so it's hard to make it all out. It started when Joe Delira Alvarez threatened the people inside this home.
And he's like, no, I'll smoke you and all the kids.
That's when police had to chase him through town. You can hear officers speeding up and explaining to each other what car they're looking for.
Explorer. It's the Explorer. It's the Explorer.
Near the alleyway of 12th and 13th Street, officers get out and try to catch up to him when he fires. The next rounds come from police. But it's not until he's on the ground all 8 officers open fire. It's hard to see unless we show you frame by frame. Delira Alvarez is on the ground still firing. You can just barely see him here. In real time, the officer is backing up, reloading his magazine, and opening fire again. Over 60 rounds were fired, 30 of them into Delira Alvarez. Now, all 8 officers were cleared of any wrongdoing. Many of them in their interviews afterward said that they kept shooting because they saw the suspect still moving, specifically his hands moving to what they thought was the weapon. Live in Pueblo tonight, Crystal Story, KRDO News Channel 13.